también en jugar deathmatch o normal, no solamente ranked. Pero sí, me gustaría comenzar a pensar en un in-game leader porque siento que muchas de las partidas que juego son solo queue. Entonces, al jugar solo queue, casi siempre te dejas llevar de que a dónde quiere ir tu equipo o a dónde. O sea, a la primera persona que se vaya al site A o site B, para allá es donde van todos.
Ok,
Entonces quisiera tomar iniciativa y decir de que, oigan, hay que hacer esto o no hay que hacer esto.
ok,
Es lo que me gustaría.
ok. Entonces te voy a enseñar un poquito. ah, Algunos. Some ways. Cómo pensar how to think about the map. No sé cómo decirlo en español. Give me a
Ya,
second. Um, entonces, espérate. Te voy a hacer un screen share. Um, ok, ¿en qué mapa quieres empezar?
yo creo que Breeze
Breeze, ok.
se me hace uno de los más complicados, sobre todo porque me gusta mucho Breeze y soy main Viper. Entonces siento que se me da bien, pero también siento que es complicado defenderlo y no encuentro como muchas estrategias para poder entrar a los sites.
Ok, ok. Tengo algunas cosas que enseñarte. Entonces, cuando estás empezando con la mapa, tienes que decidir primero qué, qué agents quieres usar, ¿verdad? Entonces, ¿qué
Ajá,
agents quieres usar? Un Viper, ¿verdad?
Viper.
Y el próximo es, hay dos tipos de teams. Hay un equipo que, hay un IGL, ¿verdad? Que he prioritizes lo que sus jugadores quieren jugar. Entonces tienes un star player que le gusta Reina, ¿verdad? No es una gente muy buena, pero a él le gusta mucho y puede jugar Jet también, ¿verdad?
Ok.
Y tienes que decidir cuáles de estos quieres con que quieres jugar, o se puede usar los dos y se incluye un Sova o un Killjoy, ¿verdad?
Ajá.
Entonces, no sé ¿sabes qué comp quieres hacer o solamente quieres estrategias para un rank comp? Esto sí va a ser un rank comp.
Ok.
Este más que todos va a estar jugado. La gente van a siempre tener un Sage, o casi siempre tener un Sage, una Sova o Sky, ¿verdad?
Ujú.
Algo así se sale
Sí.
cada vez. Entonces, ¿qué exactamente quieres?
Pues me gustaría algo para rank. No he pensado en ninguna composición como de equipo.
Ok,
Entonces, igual si me pudieras decir esta composición, yo creo que funciona muy bien. Eh, estaría bien, porque igual conozco mucha gente que en Breeze se lleva Raze, cuando yo creo que Raze no es nada bueno en Breeze.
yo
Eh,
creo que Raze se puede usar aquí, pero los equipos de profesionales no lo están usando. Y no sé por qué. Creo que es que un jet op es muy fuerte, muy powerful. No sé cómo decirlo en español. No sé la palabra.
Poderoso.
Sí, sí, poderoso, sí. Un jet con operator es muy poderoso. Más poderoso que un race con un op. Porque se puede tirar los jet smokes aquí. Cuando se está en una posición malo, se puede hacer un dash. El race no puede hacer eso. La race no puede hacer eso. Ok, entonces los, lo que vamos a hacer es cuando estás en ranked, casi siempre se tira este one, ¿verdad?
Sí.
o o este wall. Hay diferentes. Se puede tirar un molly aquí, ¿verdad? O se puede... Ok, pero siempre es una opción, o solamente es una opción. Tiras este y en Ranked y los juegos normales, la gente siempre se empujan aquí, ¿verdad? Cuando their teammates le dicen, oh, están entrando a, ellos hacen esto, ¿verdad? O hacen esto, ¿sí?
Sí.
Entonces, tienes que jugar, si quieres hacer esto, oh, I want to go A, pero, but we need to wait, okay? Voy a hablar en español o en inglés porque se me sale más claro.
Sí, sí, sí.
Okay, so, they're coming A, uh, we're gonna go A, right? But it's gonna be a fake. Va a ser un fake. Y se tira este wall y ya, ¿verdad? Y se puede usar el jet para otras cosas. El jet se puede salir y se puede regresar safe, con los smokes y todo. Pero tienes que tener un jet muy inteligente y cosas de eso. Pero en un juego competitivo, we're gonna go A, but sit outside B for the push. We're not gonna go, don't commit. ¿Entiendes? Okay, so we're gonna go A, don't commit. Esa es una idea que puedes usar y they're either gonna push or they're gonna rotate. Entonces there's a hole right here, right? Like solamente va a ser una persona aquí. Una persona casi siempre es un Viper o un Cypher aquí. Uno de estos va a estar aquí. Y there's gonna
Or
be a
from the
hole
enemy
right here.
team?
Yeah, from the enemy team. Yeah, from the enemy
Okay.
team. So there's gonna be one person right here, right? It's gonna be an anchor, right?
Yeah.
And then the rotator, who's normally like a Sova, she's gonna go over here, and she's gonna pick this up, and then one person. So this is how people normally start out, and then they have like their Sage over here, and a Jet or like somebody else like here, right? And there's usually 3 people on this side of the map. It doesn't really matter who you put here. So like there's gonna be 3 people here and 2 people here. Like one of these 2 agents is here. There's 2 people here, and then this person leaves, right? Or yeah, this person leaves, and then there's a hole right here, right? So when you say, hey, we're gonna peek around A and we're gonna create pressure, they have to go. You can say, oh, you can be the one that's doing this. Puedes hacer la persona haciendo esto, or you can tell one of your friends. So like, say you have a duo queue teammate. This person, you can tell, yo, can you walk up elbow? And this person is almost always gonna be. He's almost always gonna want to go to help his team, right, and not sit here. But he feels like he has to, so this person can walk up and take a good fight. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, so let me know if I'm not being clear. But like you want to push and pull the rotations. So like you think of it like a clock, right? So like you lean the clock one way, it's gonna go this way, right? So the clock, you're leaning the clock this way, so this person feels like he has to go this way to help his team, and then this is weak. This right side right here is really weak. Right here, this is all really weak, and you can take up space right here. Or what the person can do if they're very aggressive. So say the other team has a Viper that's crazy, right? Like the Viper is a psycho and he wants to push a lot, right?
Yeah.
Then you can tell him to hold back here. Like you just sit here, jiggle, 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 and the Viper's gonna walk into your crosshair because he's been doing that the last 5 rounds, right? So it's like one of those two. If you notice they're not really pushing whenever you create pressure here, then you want to take the space.
You think we should rotate through mid to B or
It depends on what you have. So if you okay, so like say you have your Reyna or something over here, right? If you have your Reyna over here, let me just clear this so it gets less confusing. So you're throwing this, right? You have your Reyna over here, or your Jet over here, or one of the characters that doesn't need to use anything to help your team. and they're walking up here. They get this kill. They get this kill right here. Right? Then this Reyna, all she has to do is hold this, right? So she holds this, she holds one of these things. Like she basically stays here making sure that they don't get this back and they still don't know what you're doing, right? So she sits right here and then she calls your teammate back, or you call your teammate back, whoever makes a call to call back, right? You go back here. Everybody goes back here. So what's the comp? Sova, and then we have this is the enemy Viper. So we're just gonna leave her out there, and Sage. So you call the team back, right? And then you guys can go through here like this. You can go like this, right? And then you make sure. This is hard because a lot of the times your teammate is not going to understand what to do unless you tell them, right? And especially in ranked, you're gonna, even at Radiant, like the teammates, you're gonna have to tell them to use your utility. So like, yo, when you say, okay, let's go back to B after this Reyna gets this kill, then you say, let's go back, Jet. Can you make sure you smoke the door? Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
So you just go, and then your Jet is gonna be, because she has the smokes and things like that, or if you have your own smoke still, you can do this. It doesn't matter. What matters is if you don't need this smoke for anything else, what matters is that you put the smoke right here. Either the Jet smoke or the Viper smoke. Okay. So that's like one example of what you can do, right? And another. Okay, so I'm just gonna clear everything. Oops. Okay. Okay, so say we're just gonna go with the example comp again. So say they're putting a lot of people at A, right? Like you're like you're going A, but you're dying a lot, right? And it's usually because there's too many people here. Another thing you can do, if you know that they're putting 3 people here, so I'm just gonna do like we'll just do these stars to represent the people. We don't know what agents they are, but just for an example, there's 3 people here and there's 2 people here. Like this. You know that they're always doing that, so what you can do is you can find a lineup for this smoke, right? You throw it right out of spawn, and then you call a split. So you throw, you can throw this wall, right? You can throw this wall. You throw this right out of spawn, so this person can't do anything. This person immediately doesn't know, and what you can do, that's if you have 3 people here. Just remember that, like, the more you play the game, each round you have to think about the setup that they're running. So like round 1, right? They played 3 people A, okay? Then you remember that. You remember that for the next round, and then if you win the pistol round, okay, that's fine, right? Like, they were playing 3 people A on pistol. The second round, they're gonna probably try to kill people with classics and group up, right? So there's gonna be 5 people at one side of the map. But then you go to the first gun round and you remember what type of agents are here, and then how many people are here, right? So then you keep a checklist of that. Okay, they played A this round. That means we can probably split B fast. So you come up with, you say Reyna, Jet. Or you call the Jet over here, Reyna and Sky, can you go to mid? Or you can do the Sova because he can get information better.
Yeah.
So you do Sova, he can get information better. He can dart right here once you get up to this point, or you can have him start down here and he can dart from down here. But the main thing is that you get the dart here. So you can have him like cut off rotations. You don't let them come through here, and that's Sova's entire job, right? Like this. And he's watching this. He's watching that, and they can't come through here. So they have to take the long way. The longest way over, right? And then you're over here. Oops. Clicking the wrong things. And you're over here, right? So this is 5 people. You and Jet are coming out here, and actually, hold on. Sage goes with, and Sova darts this for you guys, and Reyna can I here, like that. And this is just if they, let me know if I'm being too fast or saying too much. Like I just, is it good? Okay.
Yeah, it's good.
Okay. I'm just making sure. Like, it's a lot of information. Like, if there's,
Yeah.
but it's simple. Like, when you break it down, at the end of the day, what I'm telling you is that if they're playing more people over here, you can go over here easier, right?
Yeah, but
What's up?
for example, the last match that I played in Breeze,
Mm-hmm.
they always have 3 people at A and 2 people at B. But for example, they always have like a Killjoy or a Cypher. For me, it's more difficult to enter a site with a Cypher or a Killjoy uh, than A with 3 people. What do you think? What we can do to enter a site when this is like a Killjoy or a Cypher? Um, we should go through mid or
Yeah. You go through mid because a lot of their utility. So, like, if you think about a Killjoy, she's gonna do like this. A Killjoy is gonna do this, or the
yeah,
Viper is, yeah, she's gonna do this, and then she's gonna have this, right? Like, it's gonna
yeah,
be watching
exactly.
mid. Yeah,
I hate that.
yeah. So a thing that you can do that's very cool is you can split, right? Because she can only watch one side, right? Like, she only has enough utility for one side most of the time. Sometimes she's gonna put her molly right here, but like you're not gonna run into that too much. Most of the killjoys put their mollies by each other, and the split is specifically designed for this, right? Because she can't watch everything. Like, she literally can't. And you just have to trust your teammates. You go out here, you have your jet break everything. Like, maybe you send the Sova, because you know that, you send your Sova here to shock dart here, right? And it breaks everything. So, like, either you tell your Sova, or if you're playing Sova, you break the shock dart. But you basically, as an IGL, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to tell your Sova to try and break this, because you know that's an issue, right?
Yep.
So you know that's an issue, and splits against Cypher and Killjoy are the best thing ever. And on a map like this, specifically, where it's really hard for them to watch everything, and because they have 3 people here, you can split very easily. Like, you can send 2 people, 3 people through here, and you can be the one that's watching this, right? While your teammates go like this.
Okay.
So you go like this. You have your Sage go up here, and then she walls like this, or whatever. So you can. So it takes longer for them to come, and then you focus on killing the Killjoy after you have the wall down, and you basically go you go like this, right? And it's a lot for them to worry about. Like, this one Killjoy is not going to be able to do everything. It's hard. It's really hard, no matter how many mollies she has, for her to do that. So when you're playing against a Killjoy or a Cypher, you're gonna have to slow it down. So a lot of people just want to rush too, but it's also okay to just slow it down, because whenever you're throwing like the Viper wall and things, like what I said earlier, people are going to push, and I'm sure you've gotten killed like this too, right?
Yeah.
And you can do the same thing where you tell somebody to sit back here, right? You tell somebody to sit back here, and they're watching that. And then you're the person in charge of watching this, right? So, like, if you run into mollies, or like you have a Viper there, and you see a Viper molly right here, you just say wait for them to push, and then eventually somebody from here or somebody from here is going to walk into one of your crosshairs and die. And then you can even go back, like, to A. You don't even have to go here. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay. Let me clear this. It gets to be a lot. There's just a lot going on. Okay. So, what else do you want to know?
Well, about Breeze, I think everything is covered. I think it's very useful. But that will be all. I have one more question about Breeze. So every time I go Breeze, I use Viper. Would you recommend me to always use the Viper wall at mid, or should I save it like
Uh,
was planned?
on CT, on defense.
Yeah, on defense.
So on defense, um, honestly, so what I see people do a lot is um, a wall that people use. So if you're playing A, right? Some
Yeah.
people like doing this. So you do this, right? And you block this off. You block this off and you let a teammate get aggressive here. And then they also put the smoke right here. So the whole point behind this is that the enemy has to run into the wall. They have to run into the wall if they want to come A, and then they have to run into this if they want to come through the door, right? If they want to come through mid, they have to come through here and they have to take damage. So you can do this wall. I don't know if you've seen this before.
Yeah.
So
What about putting the Viper smoke tube? I mean, because I have seen a lot of people like pushing tube.
here,
Yeah.
like up here, right? Or
Yeah.
I like over here. You can do that, but honestly, like you have this door right here, and it's really loud. Like it depends on the way you're playing, honestly.
You think someone should like hold tube? Someone should be there,
Um,
or it should be like holding mid,
it's really dependent because it's really dependent on
depending
the
on what,
yeah
what are
yeah
they doing.
yeah like what they're doing. What if there's a lot of people here, or if there's a guy that always comes here, then yes, playing somebody tube is fine. But most of the time, you're gonna run into 4 people coming over here.
Yeah. Uh, and also one more thing that happens like the last match. So
Mhm.
we always have I think it was Reina or whatever. Someone was holding tube, right?
Mhm.
When we were in defense, someone was holding tube, and almost always they send two people at tube. So the one that was holding our defense our, on tube always got killed.
Okay.
So what is your thought about that? I mean, he should commit to tube always and try to get a kill, or
No.
we should just wait.
No. If there, so this is where, this is a little bit more advanced. So like, say you have your Reyna, right? You have your Reyna, you have your Viper over here, and you. It depends on the way you're set up. Some teams like to do this type of thing where they have their Sage here, and you have your Sova like right here, right? They like to do this, right? And you have to decide, like, if you only have 2 people over here, then you can't give this kill. You cannot do it. Because if they have 2 people coming to kill you, you cannot do it. The best thing to do is to fall back and tell your Viper to fall back and tell your team to push. Either to push, right? They're either going to push this way or this way. One of these 2 ways. It doesn't matter which path you take, right? Or you tell them to rotate fast, and then you go in and fight with more help. So ideally, like a Jet would rotate, and you're fighting both here, right?
Okay.
But most of the time, you're gonna have 3 people here. Like there's just you always have 3 people here, right? And then, if this Reyna is dying, you just tell her, hey, come over here, let's play together, and let's set up a crossfire. So Reyna can get out, right, if she gets a kill. So what you're going to do is you sit here, and you don't swing this side, right, because this is exposed to an angle that she can't see. And this fight is much better. So if somebody comes out of here, right, she peeks, she gets a kill, and then after that you peek and you get a kill, and then then she's right here, and you're working together. Does it make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
Great. Okay, So I think I have everything I need for Breeze.
Okay. So,
Um,
hold on.
can we do Ascent?
Yeah.
I would like to know more about. I think there's also more advanced, but I would like to know how to set a retake.
A retake. Okay.
I
So,
mean, I mean, we always say like, let him go in, we play a retake. But most of the time, we don't know what we're doing, you know. We just
yeah.
like
Yeah.
let's play a retake, and then we go in one by one and get fucked up, you know.
Okay. Okay. What if I told you that there's some pro teams that don't know how to retake?
So how they do it?
yeah, it's a big issue. Like a lot of team, like a lot of top players, they literally completely rely on their aim and they have no idea how to do exactly what you're saying. So the fact that you're learning this super early is going to help you a lot. So it depends on what agents you have, right? So I don't know what agents do you normally have an Omen,
Yeah, we have an Omen.
Omen KJ usually,
Yeah.
Reyna Jet.
Reina.
Uh,
Almost always Reina. And a Jet.
yeah, yeah. So okay,
Or sometimes I instead of the Omen, sometimes I play Viper, and we switch the Jet to a race.
switch the Jet to a raise. Okay,
Yeah.
so um, Omen is much easier to play, and he's much better for retakes, right? Because
Okay. Yeah.
the whole point of Viper is you don't let them get on the site, so you don't have to retake.
Yeah.
That's the whole point of Viper. Is that she always gets two. Is the whole point because they're taking 50 damage going through the wall. Her Molly makes them take double damage, so you literally take 2 bullets to kill, and it gives you enough time to kill 2. That's the whole point of Viper. You're honestly not supposed to retake a Viper site all the time. Like rarely ever you're supposed to. So if you're not killing 2 people or delaying enough for your team to come help you before you even retake, then there's almost no point to having a Viper. But if on Ascent, a lot of the times you're going to have a KJ ult, right? And
Yep.
you're going to want to play retake. So Omen is just much better for that when you combine his Omen blind and his dart. So for example, say you're doing this, right? This is a normal setup if you're playing retake A with Killjoy ult. And then you have this going on and this going on. So the round usually starts out is you do that, right? And then you have 2 people here and your Sova is like moving in between here. Sometimes you can have your Killjoy put an alarm bot here, and then you have a turret right here. So if you put the turret, there's a little grate, there's like a vent there, and if you put the turret facing all the way over here, it watches both, it watches this and this.
Right.
So you do that, right? And then the normal retake is going to be okay. They took A and we need to go in. So what you do is your teammates are either pushing through here and they're coming like this, or they're coming like this, and there's different situations for both, right? So if they are coming through here, this is normal, right? Like they most of the time in ranked, you're going to have teammates that are going through like this instead of this, but your job is different in both of them. So, okay. You throw your Killjoy ult down, like this, and then you have to make sure if you have to try to get your Sova to not use his dart for the retake. You tell your Sova, hey Sova, we're going to need your dart for the retake, please save it. Alright, so everybody gets lined up like this. You're Omen, so you're gonna make sure you save your smoke. Right? And your Killjoy's gonna ult. You hold this because your teammates are going like this. You hold this. You don't even peek. You wait for them to swing because you don't even care that they're gonna kill the ult. Obviously, you don't want them to kill the ult, right? But if they're pushing like this, it's really bad for them. It's really hard for them to get past the turret and the Killjoy and you. Like you get 2 free kills usually, or 1 free kill sometimes. So you do this. You wait, and then the ult goes down, and then in the last 2 seconds, That's when you start lining up your. Once you know that they're not coming, that's when you line up your thing, and your omen blind, right? So you line up your omen blind, and based on like maybe sometimes Sova has a drone for this moment, but you ask your Sova what he has, right? You ask your Sova what he has, and then you omen blind. You coordinate, right? You say, okay, I'm getting ready to retake. I'm smoking a main. You smoke a main. You get your blind out. You blind, and then you tell your Sova to dart on your blind. So you blind first, right? Because then they can't see, and then you let the Sova dart scan like this. And then usually it gets one ping off, and you know where all of them are. So these people are going like this. Sorry. These people are going like this. Right? And Sova's a little bit more, and then you people are going like this. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And one person from here needs to make sure they watch the A main cross while somebody is coming out like this. Oh, I need to clear all these lines. Okay. So the KJ, one of you needs to watch A main. So you're watching this, right? You need to watch this for enemies. You need to watch this for enemies, and then either it doesn't matter who does it, but one of you needs to do it, and then the other person needs to be pathing out like this and aiming at this. Yeah. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
So one needs to be focusing on main of A and the other one at side.
Okay, so this is if they break the KJ ult. If they have something, because you're gonna know if somebody's on site. If it says detained, then all you have to worry about is this and this. But if you don't have a KJ ult, which you're gonna not have sometimes, if you don't have a KJ ult, this is what you're gonna do, right? If this is a normal retake with no ult, because you know if you have an ult, there's nobody that's gonna be on here unless they break the ult. But if you're doing a normal retake, one person down here needs to be watching this, and then the other person watches this. One person goes out and clears all this, right? While your teammates are out here eyeing. So you got to make sure that everybody on the team is using their util correctly. Another thing people can do, like, I don't know if you have, like, if you're duo queue partners, like a Jet or something, but the Jet can smoke right here and then dash out like this. And then the eye comes out and she swings like this, right? The Reyna can eye under when she drops, things like, just things like that. That's like getting like really specific, but the main thing of the retake is going to be to omen blind and then use a dart also.
Yeah. Got it.
Okay. Any more questions? Do you want to go over a retake for B?
Yeah, I got it all. So
Okay.
let's see B.
So this is normal. So, actually, a lot of times you have your Sova over here, and it's like this. Okay, so this is the setup that you're in your games that you usually see, like this?
Yeah, almost. And sometimes we also switch the Jet for Sage. And,
Okay.
And almost every round Sage is wall in mid.
Okay, so a retake for B. If you're Sage, like this is just a concept. Like these so the characters, this character, this character, this character, this character. If you let them have the site without killing one or two of them, then you haven't done your job, right? Or delaying enough so that your team can come in, you haven't done your job. So ideally, like, it depends. If you're playing retake A or retake B, which in this situation you are, we're gonna say that you're playing retake B and your Sova's playing here and your Killjoy's playing here, right?
Yep.
You like I said, these characters are very good at holding the site and getting two and dying because that's their job. Okay. Now, let's say imaginary they took B. Now you're setting up stuff. Most of the time you're not going to have 5 people here, but a lot of the time, if you have a Killjoy up and she hasn't lost her turret, like, okay, I'm just gonna go over it because in ranked it's like really weird because you can't designate all these things, right? Getting 5 random people to get organize things done is very hard. So just to simplify this, basically you want to smoke this, right?
Yeah.
And then you have people, so you have your Sova dart back sight like this on the tree. You know what I'm talking about? There's like a tree over here.
Yeah.
So you dart on the tree, and then the same thing, if you can get out here safely, omen blind, right? And one person, it doesn't matter who it is, needs to watch this because there's almost always a person here. And another good idea, so sometimes, like, say you have to make sure, you have to ask people what utility they have. So, like, say you have a raise instead of arena, like you said.
Yep.
Like, they can go here and you don't know where they are, right? So you can have her nade this and you just hold and they have to run out to you and shoot you, or they die. There's no option for them. That's what they have to do. So you have your teammates. Once you've cleared all this, like, you have to clear this too. You clear this with util. Sometimes you jiggle here and you have to do that. And ideally, this is a situation where you have your Killjoy alarm bot still up and you don't have to worry about mid. So you take your time taking little parts of the map. So this retake is really 2 parts if you think about it. So the first part is taking this. You want to take this back, right? So you can use the util over here to take the entire site back. So you take this, and what util do you use? You break it down, and sometimes Killjoy has a molly, sometimes Sova can double shock dart this, because this is kind of one of the hardest angles to clear right here. Or if your Sova is still alive and he has drone, you can tell him to drone out of here. This is like the best thing ever right here, because your Sova can drone out, clear all this, get you all this information, and then you have to make sure while all this is happening, somebody's watching the smoke, because somebody's going to run through this. Somebody has to watch it, right?
Yeah.
So you can either do this, right, where like the jet, the same concept, or the jet dashes out like this into her smoke. After you throw the omen blind, and the same thing, you coordinate with your Sova. Hey Sova, do you have a dart so we can retake? Okay, dart the tree. That's all you have to say. Dart the tree when I omen blind. You say omen blind, dart. Your jet dashes out. You've cleared this, right? So the only places they can be are here, wherever, and you pretty much know where one of them is because they shoot the dart or they're getting scanned. So you do that, and then your jet dashes out. You Sova dart. You omen blind. I'm saying that backwards. You omen blind, you Sova dart, your jet dashes out, and your raise is like holding this swing or whatever. But most of the time they're going to be here, and then the jet clears this, and you basically double peek this. You make sure this person has to look at 2 people. So this jet is peeking him, and then this raise also is peeking him. And then after that, then you run backside, because the only place that they can be is here because they're not blind, right? They're not blind, and
Yeah.
then this area right here is blind. You can choose to blind one side, like this, and all you have to clear is this. Is that all clear? All while one person is watching this, because
Yeah.
yeah, and that's it. Like, it doesn't matter who it is. It doesn't have to be Killjoy. Killjoy can be the one going in, and like ideally it's not Killjoy, right? So it's either Omen or Killjoy that's watching the smoke, and the rest of you go in, or it can be the Sova. Like, after he darts, he just sits there and everybody else runs in. Either way.
Okay, got it.
Okay. So retakes. We went over retakes, and then what else?
Well, and for attacking in Ascent, well, I'm most curious about like mid control of Ascent. I mean, like when we're going B, almost always we're committed to B, because we almost never like rotate through mid.
Uh-huh.
So I don't know, like how will be a good setup like to enter through mid and deciding like where you want to go. So if you want to go through pizza and enter B, or you want to go up to catwalk and then enter A.
Okay.
Uh,
So, okay.
so I mean, what will you do? Like
I'm gonna show you exactly what my teams did. So in order to enter B, if you want to, it depends on what you want to do. If you want to, okay, that there's like sometimes there's Sovas with Odins, right? It's
Yeah.
really hard to go in through here because this guy's Odining, and it's really hard to get in this area, right? But there's a time limit, and there's a limit to how much he can shoot, and he's very slow whenever he has an Odin. He can't really do anything else but stay on site with the Odin. Like, it's very hard for him to rotate out like this. And what you can do is, if you have a Sova Odin or you have like a Sage or something, it's very easy to just call a split. Okay? So if you want to do a B split right off the bat, okay, there's
Because
defaulting.
let me
Okay.
let me
Okay,
let
so
me
you
tell
don't, so you don't, so
why
you don't want to be committed, right? Like, that's the thing. You don't want to be committed.
Yeah, let me tell you why
Okay.
I'm asking you this, because sometimes, like you try, I mean, you try to go to B, right?
Yeah.
And then it doesn't work, and then you say, okay, let's go A and try, let's see what they have, and then you can go A either, and then the next round you say, you know what, let's go mid, but almost always my team like, okay, let's go mid, but we have mid control, and then what we do, you know, like we don't have any info, we don't we know who's in that in the site, right?
Yeah.
But like we don't know like where went through, like, you know.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. I understand. So you feel like you don't know where to go, right? But whenever you go up mid, you get so much map control and so much control over what they're doing, and you can hear so much, right? So this is ideally you. This guy has a very important job where he needs to make sure his teammates don't die, right? Whenever they're going up mid. So you say, hey, can Jet and Reyna go up mid? Can we take mid this round? That's all you have to say. And then you throw a cat smoke, and then you throw this smoke, and then you have them take this, right? So by this point, it looks like this. This is if there's nobody here, right? They know they're in here. They're in pizza. They close the door. You break it. You make sure you break it, and you make sure you clear anything. Like if there's a cipher trip, an alarm bot, you make sure you kill anything like that, right? And then what you can do is you can have one person sitting here watching this. Once this jet gets here, right? This jet's getting here. You watch this like that, like this area right here,
Yeah.
and then you can have this person watching this.
Okay. One question.
Yeah.
Um, so, you think we should do all these like shifting?
No,
Because
you follow the drone. So you follow the drone, and then you don't shift. You honestly don't shift when you follow the drone. The drone is so important because the whole point of the drone is to get information here, and you have to make sure that the Sova knows the drone over this wall, which a lot of them are not going to do. But you drone over the wall, you clear all this for free, and then the drone gets all the way up here, and you clear all this for free, right? So you have all this map control, and then these people sitting here or here. It doesn't matter which, like, you can sit right here. You can hear all the people coming through here, right? So if these people, it really, but this is why it's hard in ranked, is because you can't get your teammates to always talk, right? Like, even at the highest rank, you can't get your teammates to talk. I've literally had pro players not talk to me back. Like, they haven't said anything to me before. And I don't know what's going on and whatever. But you can't always get your teammates to talk. But if you can be like, hey, Reyna, do you hear anything rotating from A? And then if they say yes, they say, oh, somebody's rotating from tree to here. That means there's only, like I said, on Breeze, usually it's always 3 people here, right? It's usually 3 people here, or like 2 people here and 1 person here, or something like that, or vice versa, like this. And 2 people here, right? And you hear this person go away. Where is the hole? It's very clear, right?
yeah.
There's a very clear hole that they have, and then you can. This is very close to here. You can immediately say, "Oh, let's cancel and let's go up cat." And hopefully by this time you have another smoke, or the jet can smoke like this. So you see, you look for the holes like this. So usually there's 2 people here, maybe 1 person like this, 1 person like this, and this is not as good, right? Because they don't have anything for sure, unless there's like a killjoy and you have to wait out the mollies. But that's another thing entirely. But like, for example, if they don't have any Uto here, like a killjoy molly or anything, like if there's 1 person that's rotating off like this. Like you hear, like I said, you hear 1 person rotating off tree, rotating to CT, then you can just go, you can tell your team to go up cat, like this. And then this person comes up late, and then he watches the back. Your teammate can be watching this.
Okay.
Does that make sense? That's
Yeah.
like going up mid, and then you can do the same thing at the other side. So like you don't want to go up mid, right? They're putting 3 people over here. It's just really annoying. They have a Sova, Reyna, Jet. They're dumping everything they have to hold this control. So the immediate weakness that they have right now is this, right? This is the weakness that they have. They can't really do anything. Like you can either go this way if they're playing like that, or you can go this way immediately. So you say,
Okay.
at the beginning of the round, you say, hey, Sova, drone up cat, Jet, Reyna, go mid following the drone. So you do the smoke, right? You do the smoke. You have them go up mid. The Killjoy has her turret watching B main, and the Killjoy is watching this smoke still. Like this Killjoy almost always starts over here because she's the best character at watching this area, right? So you have the smoke, you have the Killjoy watching the smoke from safely, and then your 2 teammates follow the smoke, follow this, right? You Reyna I. This is if you split A, because if they're playing 3B, splitting A is good. If they're playing 3A, splitting B is good. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. And then your whole job is you go slow. You go slow, slow, slow. You wait because you're by yourself, and then you wait for your Sova to come with you. And then you have two people here. You take all your time. You can do this, and sometimes it doesn't work out. Like sometimes your teammates are just gonna both die. They're just both dead, and you have nothing. And then at this point, it's like it's somebody else's job to. It's not really your fault. It's just the thing didn't work, and you can't know the future, right? No puedes saber en su futuro, entonces no vas a saber qué va a pasar. So if they have 3 people here, then unlucky. Like they've been doing 3 people here the entire time, and then for some reason they just do this, then there's nothing you can do about it. It's not your fault.
Okay.
But your whole job is to understand what to do, and at each second, because you're not going to know. You have an idea of what they're going to do, right? So say, for example, you know that most of the time they're doing this. But if you see somebody that's usually over here, so say you see a Sova that's usually over here, and you're like, whoa. That's not right, right? So you immediately know that you can probably split B if you see a Sova here, right? That's just an example.
Yeah. Got it. Okay, great.
Anything else?
I don't think so. I think we have just like 5 minutes left.
Yeah.
I just want to know. Like a little bit about the post-plan position, like you plant, and then who should go back and hold back, and who should like go forward. Because I mean sometimes when we plan, we're like, okay, we plan, and when we're going back, or we're just like I mean, for example, we plan B, right?
Yeah.
We plan B, and then we all stay at
Back
B.
here. Yeah.
Like back.
Yeah.
Like backside, or in the side. But who should like start going more forward, or who should like,
Okay, so what usually happens, right? So we're just gonna say your Killjoy's over here, and then you're like over here, right? Like this is very normal. Like, well, this is normal, right? But once you get here, you cannot stay back here usually because of what I said, right? You remember the retake that we were talking about? So what happens whenever somebody omen blinds like this? Like it covers half the site. You can't sit there, right? Yeah. So you have to make them use it before they can even get out. Like, the Omen has to feel like he has to use it before he can even get out of market, right? So,
yeah.
So the way to do that is the way I think about it is I call it layers. I don't know how else to explain it. So you put a layer of people right here, right? So the Reyna goes in, right? But then if she's still alive, then she can go back and go like here, right? Or like, so say these people both die. These people both die going into the site. Like this. These people both die. They don't exist anymore. Then you have to do something else. Then these people do like this, right? Because hopefully Killjoy has a turret, and if she doesn't, oh well. Like you just have to do things, right? So the Killjoy is sitting here. This guy's hiding, and he's kind of watching this if he can. But the whole point is that once this person comes out, right? This person comes out, then the Sova is going to peek. So this person takes contact, the Killjoy takes contact, and then this person peeks. And kills this person. Like this.
Yep.
Yeah. So the post plant cannot be here unless like sometimes they run in too fast, and like that's not what I'm talking about. Whenever you know that you have the site and it's like a 3v3, 4v3, it really depends. So say you're in a 3 and there's 4 people. 3v4, right?
Yep.
3v4, this is sometimes how it happens. Like that.
In those cases, like, let's imagine we have the Omen, the Sova, and the Killer, right?
Yeah.
And we are in a 3v4.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the times, I would suggest like to do a late lurking, like both like, let's say Omen and Sova stays, and Killjoy makes a late lurking, and she goes through mid.
That's also that if you're in a 3v4, you can't really do that, right? Because you need to be with your team. If it's a 3v4, she needs to, like, it can go wrong really fast, right? So like if the Sova dies and then it's like the Sova dies, right? He goes in the dead bin, and it's a 1v3. Yeah. There's 1v3 here, and that can't happen because the chance of that of the Omen killing them is very low, right? So what you want the Killjoy to do instead is you want to do something together, right? So most of the time it's either going to be one person back here and 2 people over here, right? Or the other way around. So like this. So you try to find out where the one person is, right? And it's different. Yeah. Sometimes it even ends up like this, right? Like you don't even know. But you have to understand that, hey, there's only one person here. We need to make a play. So a thing that you should learn right now is that when you're man down, it's okay to be aggressive and go look for a kill, right? In this situation, because you have to. You like if you sit here and you let the 4 people throw all their utility at you, you're not going to win the fight, right? So if you're a man down, you need to go look for a kill. You say, hey, can you dart here, or can you do something for me? Or hey, Sova, let's double. So for example, you're Omen, and your Killjoy's watching flank. She's doing whatever she can. You're Omen. Hey, Sova, let's go kill this one person. Or even if it's 2 people, hey, let's push CT. Right? They're not going to expect that, and you need to do that in order to have the highest chance to win the round. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because if you focus on making it an even fight, the biggest thing is creating even fights or advantageous fights for yourself.
That's a good thing to know, because almost always you're playing competitive with duo queue or whatever.
Yeah.
If you are like in this scenario, like the team the people that are already dead,
yeah,
they almost say like, hey, don't pick, you know, like like
yeah.
Stay where you are, stay where you are.
But if you only have, so say it's the other way around, right? Say it's the other way around, like this. Wait, why is it doing this? If it's the other way around, right? These people are not dead, and you have like your Reyna alive, and you have a 4v3. Then you don't want to peek. Then you don't do this. You just chill. You wait. Okay? Unless they have like a Killjoy ult, then that's different. If they have ultimates, then they have to retake. Our time's coming to an end here. It was actually really fun talking to you. You seem very interested in the game. I have discounted weekly lessons if you want. I'm more than willing to book like a lot with you, because I love talking about this. I love talking to people who want to learn. You seem like you really want to learn, and I love that, man. I love it so much. Like, you're gold and you're already thinking about high level strategy, and that's amazing. And if you keep at it, I promise you, you will be good. Like, I swear, because there's not enough people like that, especially in Latin America. Like, I scrim versus Laser Clan and Infinity a lot. There's not enough IGLs in Latin America. There's not. There's literally not. Yeah. And if you work on it, I don't know how old you are. How old are you?
I'm 21.
21? Bro, you have so much time. I started playing CSGO when I was 22. And I'm 27 right now. And I played again. I got to a pretty high level. And if you stick at it right now and you really go hard, I firmly believe you can be good. Like, no matter what. I promise. Like, I promise you. Because it's super exciting to me. I get excited because, like, a lot of people don't even think about this. There's pros that literally don't even think about this, man. And I'm sure you run into them, or you know some. Maybe when you go to a LAN, like they just WK. You just
told me that some of the pro teams don't know how to retake.
Yeah. Like just keep working on this. Yeah. Unfortunately, we're out of time, but let me know if you want to schedule more, and I'll be more than willing to.
Okay, great. Well,
I'm
thank
gonna
you so much.
I need to find out if I'm allowed to because I just started coaching, but I'm gonna try to see if I can upload this YouTube video. I'm gonna upload this to YouTube so you can save it. Have you been recording or anything?
No. I just took pictures of the drawings that you made and the strategies.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna upload it to YouTube. I will see if I can give it to you, and yeah, I'll let you know. Okay.
That would be great. Thank
Okay.
you so much.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you.
Thank you, Fian.
Yeah. Have a good night.
You too.